Geyser shift. How earthquakes are changing Yellowstone's hydrothermal landscape. Yellowstone National Park is best known for its vibrant hot springs, thundering geysers, and steaming fumaroles, but beneath this spectacular display lies one of the most dynamic geological systems on the planet. Few visitors realize that these hydrothermal wonders are not fixed features, they are living, shifting expressions of a colossal and ever-changing underground network. And one of the most potent forces shaping this network is something many visitors never think about: earthquakes. Yellowstone is not only a supervolcano, it is also one of the most seismically active areas in the continental United States. Every year, the park records between 1,500 and 2,500 earthquakes, most of them too small to be felt. Yet even these subtle tremors can alter the underground pathways that feed hot springs and geysers over time. This interplay between seismic shaking and hydrothermal flow reshapes the very landscape that draws millions of visitors from around the globe. Invisible plumbing beneath Yellowstone. The geysers and hot springs we see above ground are the visible tips of an immense hidden hydrothermal system. Beneath the surface, rainwater and snowmelt seep downward, encountering rocks heated by magma just a few kilometers below. The water is superheated under pressure, then forced upward through a complex network of fractures, pores, and conduits until it bursts to the surface in spectacular eruptions or gently simmers as mineral are. Its pools This underground plumbing is delicate and intricate. A fracture just a few centimeters wide can determine whether water flows to one geyser or another. A thin deposit of silica can block a vent entirely. That's why earthquakes events capable of breaking rock, sealing cracks, or shifting entire sections of the crust can so dramatically influence geyser behavior. Earthquakes as hydrothermal architects. When an earthquake rattles Yellowstone, even a small one, it sends seismic waves through the crust. These vibrations can open new pathways, allowing water and steam to find new escape routes, sometimes activating previously dormant vents. Seal old conduits when shaking collapses delicate rock structures or causes minerals to precipitate, blocking existing channels. Change water pressure by altering underground connections between reservoirs, shifting eruption timing or intensity. Redirect thermal flow, moving heat and fluids to entirely new areas, sometimes creating new hot springs overnight. The changes can be sudden seen within hours, or they can unfold slowly over weeks or months. As underground pressure, REDIST or IBUT, historic examples of geyser shifts. One of the most dramatic Yellowstone-related seismic events was the Hebgen Lake earthquake of 1959, magnitude 7.3, just outside the park. It was strong enough to cause landslides, alter river courses, and leave a lasting imprint on Yellowstone's hydrothermal features. After the quake, some geysers began erupting far more frequently. Springs that had been dormant for decades suddenly became active. Other geysers, once reliable, went completely silent. Smaller quakes have had surprisingly noticeable effects to dot. In 1983, the magnitude 6.9 bore a peak earthquake in Idaho nearly 200 miles away, altered eruption. Intervals of several geysers showing just how far seismic influence can travel. In 2002, a series of earthquakes in Alaska triggered changes in Yellowstone's Norris Geyser Basin within days, hinting that even distant quakes can ripple through the park's plumbing. In 2018 to 2019, during one of the most active periods in decades for Steamboat Geyser, seismic swarms beneath Yellowstone coincided with sudden increases in eruption frequency, suggesting that tremors may have nudged the system toward instability. The science of tracking change. Today's scientists have tools far beyond the notebooks and stopwatches used by early geyser observers. Yellowstone's hydrothermal landscape is now monitored by seismometers to record even the tiniest quakes, infrasound detectors to hear eruptions, thermal cameras to detect subtle changes in heat flow, satellite interferometry to measure ground deformation down to millimeter precision, geochemical sampling to track changes in mineral content, and water chemistry that can signal new underground connections. By combining these tools, researchers can map how a single earthquake can change dozens of hydrothermal features. Sometimes they find clear cause and effect patterns. Other times, the system behaves unpredictably, reminding us that Yellowstone's underground world is enormously complex. Why this matters. Studying these changes is not just about understanding geysers, it's also about understanding hazards. Yellowstone's hydrothermal features operate under extreme pressures and temperatures. A sudden sheath in underground pathways can cause dangerous steam explosions, sending rocks and boiling water flying hundreds of meters. Tracking how earthquakes trigger such changes helps scientists improve safety protocols for park visitors.